So, I was just talking about hats just then. Let's talk about the hats of the gods.
I think they're called helmets.
Helmets, crazy headwear. Let's face it.
Yeah, Immortals have the Immortals, the gods have quite amazing headgear, designed by a legend, costume designer, Eiko, who took what you'd expect the gods to look like in costume and took it to another place altogether.
Yeah.
But that headgear was fantastic. They were really great.
It's another otherworldly type nature to it. It's not just your standard stuff where you go, well, actually, they're just like human beings, but they're shinier.
But there was the odd time when some of the pieces of my headgear, I have a crown, which when it was first designed, was designed in brass. Very cleverly designed in brass, which was very heavy. And I couldn't sort of turn my head without it staying in the same place.
Yeah.
So then we adapted and we changed it to different materials. But it's when you're working with artists such as Tarsem and Eiko and the set designers and the DP, all of them were just like masters of their craft, and they come together and work so well together. You end up with such a masterpiece like this.
So when Tarsem calls you up and says, by the way, today you'll be doing a scene where you basically whip your son so hard into a cliff that he becomes a fossil and dies.
Yes.
And you're sort of like, oh, what goes through your mind? Is it just like, well, I did that last Wednesday, or is it just like, God, this is going to be like crazy? And
well, prior to doing the scene, I had to have whip training. So we had a whipmaster come in with like several different sized whips that all had a different sound and a different technique, and so I learned how to do it, because when we finally shot it on the day, I shot it with just a green screen piece of rope. But I had to have the muscle memory to do the because it sounds easy, but actually it's not. The whole body goes into cracking a giant whip such as the one that I kill Ares with. So yeah, interesting character, nasty man. Nasty father.
But
necessary.
Necessary. He defied me.
Broke the law.
Yeah.
And one for both of you then. Tarsem also, I've heard, had a sort of a good idea of having lots of the sets built in miniature so that you could see the sorts of things that would then be green screens.
Yeah.
So you sort of didn't have to act against nothing with nothing.
Absolutely. It's one of the most wonderful things about walking into this project was that the sets themselves, our immediate environment was very, very elaborately designed. And the deep background was green screen. And before we even started shooting, when we were training, Tarsem would take us through a 4-hour walkthrough of the script and have all of his artwork there up on the wall in these miniature sets. So we had every idea of what world we've been living in for millennia, or what world I've been living in for 25 so years. And it made it that much easier, because without looking at a green screen, you felt part of the environment. And that's an essential quality, I think, to present and to be in this world.